what a wonderful, former world champ, Paul, the real Paul Banke, like Jimmy Lennon would introduce him. I remember as a young kid watching him fight. So I've always been a fan, him, Bobby Chacon. There's a lot of great West Coast fighters I'm fans of, being that I grew up in LA. But Paul Banke, about 2 years ago, we went to go to Las Vegas to go see Bobby Chacon with the intent. I took the team so they can meet him, shake hands with the champion, share a message, hear a message. But when we got to Vegas, Bobby wasn't feeling good, so we didn't get to meet up with him. So we still made a very good trip out of it training-wise. But I realized that I missed an opportunity. It kind of just went by. So I found Paul Banke on Facebook and started hearing that he has changed his life around, and he had he was doing positive things. I said, wow, I want to bring him down. I said, part of a responsibility as a trainer, for these fighters is to get them in good shape, physically, mentally, spiritually. And I thought, I said, on the mental side, I said, if I bring in a world champion, former world champ, I'm sure he could share a message. And each athlete was tasked with asking a question. When you ask a question, and you receive that answer, it's more personal to you. So bringing him down was for him to share with them. And for them, it was about learning from the champ, learning about his accomplishments and his falls and how he corrected them. He brings a great drug-free message, a great message about HIV and living life. And so he's such a blessing, and we were very honored to bring him down. We're thankful to the WBC for helping. They sent gifts. Of course, President Mauricio Suleiman, his brother Pepe Suleiman in Los Angeles, along with Nancy Rodriguez, put together the packages for the kids to receive the patches and these things. So it was just wonderful.
It's truly tremendous to have him down here and just share a little insight on what he sees that I could be doing, or just adding, the good job, that's doing great, things I don't get, I don't get, one thing he said that I do is I say yes sir, no sir. I'm very respectful, and just having, someone compliment you on that, I do that every day. That's just who I am. But a compliment on that, it just adds a little thank you. It adds a little, that's a God wink saying that you're doing great things, you're doing good things.
I want to welcome everybody to coming out to the gym on your Saturday. I consider this kind of like a training session, and that's why it was required for all the amateur boxers and pro boxers to be here. I call it a training session because we're going to be able to talk to former world champion Paul Banke. He's going to tell his story about himself and becoming a world champion and living life. So as a trainer, I have a responsibility to train you the best I can, to get you ready for a fight, and do all those things. And I think you guys know that in this gym, we train hard, we do those things. But there's special things that I can do that might impact your life. And one of those things is to invest and bring in former world champion Paul Banke. I've been a fan of his since he was a young pro fighter in LA. We both grew up in the bottoms of LA, so I knew about him quite a bit. And he became a world champion, and he fought Zaragoza, in Zaragoza, of course, that's where Nacho Berenstein, part of his gym's named after him. He later on loses to Terrible Morales. So, there's a lot of history here. Well, this man had his hands on some of those fighters and stuff, so it's really exciting. I'm glad you're here, glad that the public came in to kind of hear it. So, without further ado, former world champion Paul Banke.
First of all, thank God I'm still here today. It's a blessing. Thank God for the Cantu family, little Oscar. I'm here also to represent the WBC, World Boxing Council. They're my people. This is my first, my first time training, sharing with people. I'm with Suleiman, start doing it, representing and helping other people share my story. I'm going to just brief real quick. I started boxing at 12 years old. Like everybody with a single parent. What happened was I started traveling to 12 countries. But at 12 years old, I started boxing. I started traveling to different states. At 15 years old, I went to Ohio. At 15 years old, going to Ohio was a big thing, At 16 years old, I went all the way around the world in New Zealand. Wow, for my boxing, it went great. That was awesome. I went to 12 countries, like I said, Sweden, Denmark, Russia, I mean a lot of countries. What happened was boxing was my thing. My dream was to go fight for Olympic Games. My thing was I got confidence in drugs. Just like a lot of people start smoking pot and drinking beer. I'm not going to get too heavy about this stuff, but I just got to share a little bit about what it took me, that Alejandro's took me. Even though I was a champion, it still knocked me down. So I got involved with drugs and hit the bottom a few times, and lost the kids and the wife, and went on and kept on doing drugs. And so what happened was, it's hard, sure. I got strung out. I couldn't accept my craziness, and started doing all kinds of heavy drugs and needles and stuff. But my family told me, get back in boxing. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because the drugs were taking me down. This is a dark story. I don't share that much. I got tested, HIV positive, July 10th, 95. And she told me that. I go, what? I got kids, my kids were babies. I came back home to California, and they told me August 21st, a month later, they told me I was positive. My mom, my sister goes, hey Paul, get back in the box. I tell my mom, his sister, the same day, July 17th, I'm HIV positive. They're like, no way, they're all tripping on me. So what happened was, a month later, they told me, went to the doctor, so I think they tell me that you get the wrong blood, man. Sorry about it, Paul, you messed up. I feel healthy like I do, you know what I'm saying? Guys like, man, you messed up. Doctor said, nah, she's traumatized. She said, you got full-blown AIDS. So what? I ran outside the hospital, ran. My mom said, no, but people were dying back in 95, people were dying with AIDS. And what happened also, the protein inhibitors came out, the medication. I am the first world champion boxer. I got tested HIV positive. Rest in peace, Tommy Morrison. Tommy Morrison II. I could not stop using drugs. I got married again, and the girl accepted me for my condition was a blessing. You think I would quit doing drugs? No, the drugs took me down again. And I got caught up and messed up and did it again. The third time, I got married the third time. And both my wives were negative, educated. I got caught up and messed up. Got caught. I couldn't stop using drugs. And at 50 years old, I'm sitting here going, God, I'm 50 years old, I haven't been sick yet. It's time for me to get clean and sober. So I got clean and sober. At 50 years old, I got clean and sober. 2 years sobriety now, so life is better. Everybody in life in general, we always have chaos in our life. You know what I'm saying? We always have struggling things. I know what I'm saying. But my life is better today. I got sober today. My life is better. This is hard for me. It's a blessing. I haven't did it in a long time. I shared a couple of videos before. So this is good for me. I need to start doing this more often. It's a blessing. I kept on going. If you're a fighter, whatever you got going in life, we're all got chaos in our life. If you reaching for the goal, some people's goal is to have a house, family, kids. Everybody got some goal to be good. You always have that chaos coming at you. Even when you got your goal, you still got that chaos, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta still keep going forward, you still gotta keep going forward. My life is better, I turn my life around. I'm sober today. And I come here to represent, help my brother WC, and help hang out with Oscar. That's it. That's it. I told him, Cantu family brought this back out for me, brought my championship out. I love him to death. I just met the man, the whole family. I love him to death because he brought me back up again. It feels good. He gave me love from the get-go, And I thank you, I'm very honored, I will never forget this. I'm gonna go on Facebook and tell everybody, I'm in love with this family. This is my family, I feel welcome here. I feel welcome here with the friends too. All the friends give me love, I'm like, wow. And not because of my condition, they give me love, Not because just give me love.
When I first met Paul Banke, I become a fan of the sport. That's why I am. Before everything else, I'm a fan of the sport. So seeing a world champion walk into the gym is, wow, it's truly amazing. Whoa. So I'm pushed back by that. And then knowing that he's here for me, he's here to watch me, to counsel me, to help out with everything I've done. And just to make sure I'm on the right path. Today's title of everything in the event was down but not out. We're all gonna have setbacks, but that doesn't say that we gotta stay back there. If we all get knocked down, but we don't have to stay down the floor. We gotta get back up, and that's what his story is. It's encouraging in another way that sometimes we're gonna have bad days, but we're still a champion. we got to carry ourselves as a champion. We got to just shake off the ugliness, shake off the negative, and shake off the bad, and just be that champion we're supposed to be.
This was a scheduled training on this day in our gym. So all those amateur boxers that were here were required to be here as part of their normal training. You want to be a champion? I expect you to be here for this type of training. So yes, but it was mental. It was classroom time. It wasn't hitting the bags. Now it was about asking a champion, how did you do it? What did it take? What happened? And how'd you fix it? And all those questions were asked by different individuals, and he answered those. So I think that today was probably one of our best days training-wise in this gym. And as you know, the Kingsville Boxing Club, we have a good reputation to say we physically train, strategically we train, we do very well. But today was a great day for us because I think we impacted them mentally, and then Paul shared a great message, and he tapped into spiritually also, and you know that's been our biggest drive. So for the champ to come in here and repeat what we've been trying to say is a wonderful thing, and that was the intent. So we used some of our donation monies to finance him coming down, and we consider this our drug and alcohol awareness message, our HIV message to our public, and then our champion message for those athletes that want to become a world champ.
The Paul Banke story, you know, it's a tough story, you know. I would say, you know, a lot of people say boxers are mean, tough people who had to have a rough life, who had to have negative things happen so they could be tough in the ring, so they don't give up, or, you know, they got to miss a couple meals so they could just say they're fighting for their life in the ring. But what I realized is that I've been blessed with a great father, you know, a great upbringing that where I can't say that my life has been negative. No, I'm doing this because I just love the sport. You know, my life has been nothing but blessings, you know, and I just love the sport so much that I became good at it, you know. So there was never a point in my life where, man, life was so bad, was so rough, just like a Paul Banke story or Bobby Chuck Gordon or all the other guys out there. My life was never like that. My life was full of blessings, and I just do the sport, you know, for God's glory, you know. I don't do it because I need another meal on the table. No, I'm blessed enough that life is going great, and I just do the sport because I love it.
When you get somebody telling you like that, and where you're gonna earn this, not today, from working out, from being here, for education, that makes your mind very expand. And to hear my story too, but the way he talks to his kids, when you see a guy telling me, yes sir, he gives that respect, it feels good to young kids. I think it's classy to me. Everybody's different. And that rubs off of Oscar. You know, they're gonna tell their kids that they're coaching about Oscar, about Jaime. It's when these kids grow up and come and tell their kids, hey, I was a boxer, Jaime used to train me. They gotta remember Jaime. Their kids gotta remember Jaime, you know what I'm saying? Honor him.
It's from a different era. You know, those guys, you know, you got the Bobby Chacons, you got the Paul Bankes, the Orlando Canisades, they're from a different era that now boxing nowadays, they praise the negative of boxing, you know, they praise people messing up, but these guys, they did it because that's who they were. They were champions, they were warriors, you know. They didn't let a bad day mess them up for the rest of their life, you know. They just, you know, they want to become champions. They stay focused on their goal. And so the Bobby Chacon story this is a great one right there, you know. His wife committed suicide and he still fought that fight and won that fight, and then afterwards, that's when he said, I'm gonna be human now. I'm gonna go and do what I have to do, mourn the loss. But you know, it's days like that that we could, as people nowadays, we don't have to live through those tough times and say that, you know, oh man, life's hard, so I'm just gonna stay in my room. No, life should never be that hard where you gotta stay in your room. Life is full of challenges, but you should accept those challenges and overcome them and say, you know what? Thank God my life isn't as bad as those people, but I thank God that they're here to teach us to keep on fighting. You know, you're down, but you get back up. You lived a bad life, but we're all gonna have a revelation where, do you know what? I'm still alive, I'm still breathing, I'm still healthy. Let me do God's will now. So, you know, and it goes back to, you know, God's always there. So, you know what? Just open your eyes and just realize God has a plan for all of us.
I've been in Texas before several times, yeah, as an amateur. I've been around here a few times, but this is oh man, come on! I got family. All my friends on Facebook. Yeah. I'm honored. You know, it's a gift from God. It's a gift from Cancun family. The family, like I said, his family came in. He introduced me here, brought. I met the guy. I knew him for a while on Facebook. We know each other on Facebook.
Sure.
We talked a few times, man, greet me love, give me love. And it's nice, people like that. And he said, would you like to come over, Paul? Oh my God, are you serious? Are you serious? Yeah, I want to go take it. What awesome. Yes, I'd love to come and share my story. Awesome, I'd love to do that. And I had a great time. All his friends and family, you guys are giving me love. You know what, me and him clicked really quick. I don't know, like we were friends before, when we lost contact, we reconnected again.
We want to thank the city of Kingsville. We have two different, or several different sponsors that donate through their drug forfeiture money to our program, for our drug awareness program. So we were able to use some of those funds to help finance his trip, which is the task force, our county judge, Rudy Madrid, District Attorney John Hubert, Constables Sid Zavala, Police Chief Rick Torres. All these individuals donate monies to help us to continue this program. And then we have personal sponsors that Oscar has and the boxing club has that helps us. So Jaime Cruz from Cruz Compressions, a big thank you for the donations and for helping us host the champ. Eddie Aguilera from Mammoth Foundation, Solid Knockout Promotions, Kathy from Supercuts, and Citgo. The monies that they donate to our program, we take a little bit here and there and we help finance these things. So we definitely want to say thank you to them. And then a big special thank you to the crew, the WBC crew in Los Angeles, which is Nancy Rodriguez and Pepe Suleiman, who really pushed to help make this happen for us. So the thank yous go to them.